as we think we have.
And weirdly, you're the pariah if you don't drink rather than if you do, which is a rather skewed way of seeing things. Thank you very much. That's Richard Piper. He's the CEO of Alcohol Change UK. Does any of that sound familiar to you? Have you been drinking more in lockdown, do you think, or less? And has the pandemic made you reassess your drinking, perhaps? Are you newly sober and sick and tired of people trying to make you have a festive tipple? Or, actually, are you fed up with smug teetotalers like me lecturing you on alcoholic intake? Call in, I can take it. You can criticise me if you think it's scaremongering. Maybe you just like the odd festive tipple. Maybe you're somebody who has one sherry a year as the Christmas broadcast is about to be screened. By the way, you don't need to give me your real name. If you're worried about phoning in because you don't want to identify yourself, it's perfectly acceptable for you to give me a pseudonym, because I do understand that as well. It's a difficult subject sometimes to discuss. But look, I've been there and got the battle scars. So I'm all ears. 0345 6060 973. You can also text on 84850. Tweet at LBC. It's 17 minutes past 6 and you're listening to Camilla Tominey on LBC.
This is LBC.
Omicron COVID-19 is spreading fast. Every adult in the country now needs to get a COVID-19 booster vaccine because 2 doses do not give you enough protection against catching Omicron. Boosters give you the best possible protection against the virus and should significantly reduce your risk of serious illness and hospitalization. Strengthen your protection and get boosted now. Visit nhs.uk/COVID vaccination.
At Honda, we decided to stop listening to what cars do for a moment and instead start listening to all the things hands do. They carry, scratch, open, close, zip, chop, spread, shape, haul, mix, fix, fold, type, tear. Isn't it time we gave hands a rest? With keyless entry, a tailgate that opens with the wave of a foot, voice-controlled entertainment, and automatically adjusting seats. The Honda CR-V Hybrid. What do you think, hands? Honda, the power of dreams. Available in selected grades.
It's Lidl's Christmas pick of the week. Get all your trimmings for just 19p. That's British carrots, Brussels sprouts, parsnips, red cabbage, roasting potatoes and shallots for just 19p. In Lidl stores now. Now that's big on quality and always Lidl on price. Subject to availability, selected stores excludes NI.
I run a bike shop. I've been bringing in stock from the EU for years. And next year, I want to be doing the same. The rules might be changing, but my business isn't. Before, you could delay your customs declarations, but from the 1st of January, you can't. You've got to do it when the goods enter the country. So I'm starting right now. To keep your business moving, visit gov.uk/import goods into UK.
This is LBC with Camilla Tominey. Call 0345 6060 973. Tweet at LBC. Text 84850.
Welcome back. It's 19 minutes past 6 and we're talking about drinking at Christmas. Somebody's texted in to ask how many alcohol-related admissions were there to the NHS in the last year. We found the figures for 2018 and 19 and there were 358,000 estimated admission where the main reason for the admission to hospital was attributable to alcohol. So there's no doubt this cost the NHS a huge amount of money. We've just heard from Alcohol Change UK on their Dry January, and apparently more people than ever are doing Dry January, but equally this idea that we should have a campaign against sober shaming, and I'm wondering whether you've experienced that. Are you trying to cut down and everybody is saying to you, oh come on, have a drink, have a drink, have a drink, because I know that feeling, having not drunk for more than a decade. Let's speak to Rosie in Colchester. Rosie, what's your experience of this?
I'm actually just about to finish an alcohol detox.
Wow.
And then Tuesday I'm off to rehab for 3 months.
Okay.
I completely agree with everything your guest said in regards to sort of the main reason for drinking is boredom, isolation and anxiety. At the end of my drinking, you know, I'm in my bed all day. I'm 28 and I've barely left the house, and it's amazing because I've done one Christmas before sober, and that's the best Christmas I've ever had, and I'm actually so excited, even though I'm not going to know the people at the rehab, of having a sober Christmas, because I don't know, I feel like being sober, I feel like you just form much better connections with people. I mean, you know, when you're drunk and you're talking to people, it's
Yes.
it's not real.
Yeah, it's all
is it?
nonsense, really. I mean,
Yeah.
also, when you're sober in a night out and people are sort of got their arms around you telling you how much they love you for the 18th time, and you're like, is this you're just actually drunk.
Yeah.
Rosie, how long have you been in detox then? And how do you feel about spending Christmas in rehab? Because you're saying you're excited, but obviously that's a pretty brave thing to do, to be away from your family at this time.
It is. So it's a 12-day. It was a 12-day detox. Yeah, it is. It's sad, and also while I've been away, my grandma died. So,
Oh, sorry.
but no. But the thing is, all she wanted was for me to be sober. So I'm trying to use that as a way to keep me going. But yeah, it's going to be sad not being with my family. But I'd much rather that than ruin Christmas with them by getting absolutely plastered. And yeah.
And in the detox you've done over the last nearly 2 weeks, how have you felt?
It's actually been okay. The first couple of days are horrible, shakes and not able to eat. But I mean, they've looked after me. The staff have been wonderful, and it's just filled me with hope.
Oh, so you're already in the rehab, and then you've got another 3 months to go.
I'm going to a different place.
Oh, okay, fine. So you detox at one place, you're going to rehab at the other. And may I ask you, Rosie, how much were you drinking at its worst in the old days?
I was drinking 3 or 4 bottles of wine a day.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't great. In fact, I've got an app on my phone. It's an NHS drinking app, and every day you put in how much you drink or used to drink, and then every day you don't drink, you tick it off, and it calculates the calories.
Yes.
And in 10 days of not drinking, I've saved 37,000 calories.
Wow. Okay. Well, that beats buying a Peloton, doesn't it? Crumbs. Rosie, it sounds like you're on the road to recovery. Wishing you all the very best for the next 3 months. Thanks so much for calling in and sharing your story. Really much appreciated.
Thank you.
Happy Christmas. All right, thank you. Good for Rosie, eh? Gosh. I mean, it's quite something, isn't it, to go into rehab for Christmas? But she's saying she's excited about it because it means that she's not going to feel terrible and be hungover. Let's speak to Paula in Gerrards Cross. Paula, what's your experience of this?
Oh, hello, Camilla.
Hello.
Yeah, heartfelt association with Rosie. I really do feel for her. My experience basically is it's my first Christmas. I haven't had alcohol, mainly because I was diagnosed with something that's connected with colon disease.
Right. Okay.
And I had to literally change my dietary intake, and that meant alcohol intake. And I went out for a first meal with my friend, and we had no alcohol, which was very unusual because a big party. I'm over 50, and I used to party like there was no tomorrow.
Really?
Yes. So I actually found it really refreshing, actually, especially the next morning. I remembered all our conversation, and I basically just enjoyed the food.
Yes.
And had no regrets with anything. It was very refreshing and just a wonderful experience. Something I would never ever have done, only that the circumstances dictated it to me. I felt quite proud of myself as well, actually.
And if doctors said, well, you can go back on the booze now because you've been treated for that condition, would you go back onto it, or has this changed your whole mindset about alcohol?
It's actually changed my whole mindset. It's been phenomenal. And I've always had a bottle of wine in. I work for the NHS myself, and I am very aware of the intake of alcohol, especially this time of year. And I've got no alcohol in the house at all. In fact, I've re-gifted anything. So anybody listening, that they've given me anything, I've actually re-gifted.
Yes.
But it's just a really important thing for people listening, that you can actually have a wonderful time without actually having alcohol.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Paula, also, people think that you're sort of some way it kind of impinges you socially. And actually, I used to feel a bit trapped by drinking because I knew that one was both too much and never enough, and therefore I'd be out worried about how much I was drinking and having to monitor it, and then I would lose control of it. And then you're then waking up with the fear going, oh my God, what have I said? And actually not drinking is so freeing. It frees you up because you don't have to worry about any of this stuff, and you can leave when you want to, and you can drive, and you can just do what you want to do rather than kind of following the crowd. There's something quite refreshing about that, really.
No, absolutely. It's like an empowerment, especially at the moment with obviously, you know, Me Too and all of that kind of take for women to keep control of themselves. And then as well, it just gave me a whole different understanding, and also it enlightened you. Actually, at the restaurant that we were in, a group of girls and then a group of office people, very loud because obviously they were enjoying themselves. And my colleague and I did look around, and I was just like, wow, do you know, it's lovely to see it.